Moving along. Moriello is excused this evening.
Good deal.
I just want to mention, you will receive this correspondence with regard to Lucas. Everybody bring that? I just want to mention it. Yeah. Okay. He's not with us this evening, but I do want to mention a memo that we received with regard to sanitary sewer repair on Lucas Avenue. Yeah. I said that he solicited the services of the Cranford DPW to TV a portion of the sanitary sewer main. The same location continues to settle, and a close review of the TV tape shows the cracked pipe in that vicinity. We've requested a proposal, and we'll attempt to get another one, and it will appear that we will place about 8 feet of the main. So he will get the numbers and get back to us. And that was really,
Well, we will replace it depending on
Right.
what the proposals come out.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we'll probably talk about it at the next meeting then?
Right.
Okay.
okay. Mr. Renat?
Thank you, Mayor. I actually have nothing this evening that needs really to be brought to the attention of the body.
Marianne, no report this evening? No report, Mayor. Okay, now, do you have any unfinished business, any other unfinished business? No? Mr. Noel? Any new business? Nothing. I have my comments for discussion from the members of the council. Council President Tarantino.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to say that the parking committee did meet again, and we are making progress. That was our second meeting, and a few more action items came out of that. And following up on that, and when we have something to present to council, I'll let you know. But I'm happy with the discussions coming out of that meeting. Thank you. No, that's it.
Councilman Martin, do you have anything you'd like to share?
No.
Nothing at this time?
Nothing at this time.
Councilman Matthews?
Yeah, just one thing briefly, apropos of parking. I just received a complaint from a new resident in town, to 2nd Avenue, about the parking situation there. Again, she's saying that there are non-residents parking there and limiting her parking. The way and it's not a threat, but basically just a statement. She basically said that she was trying to organize some petition from the residents on 2nd Avenue. I told her we're well aware of it, but if that's what they're going to do, that will solidify it with us. But I did want to pass along new resident, person who's renting, and they don't have exclusive use of the driveway. So it's kind of along the lines of a lot of people we've been talking about. She also expressed concern around the snow, and
Right.
being in that kind of catch-22 where you got.
And we've talked about that. One of the things that the parking committee is talking about is looking for, like we did this year, alternate places to park in the winter for snow. We were trying to identify a few more places. This year worked out very well. And also, when we identify places for parking, we do realize that in order to, I don't want to say force, in order to entice commuters to use the parking that we provide, we are most probably going to have to do permit parking on the side streets so that they do use the parking that we provide. So, and that would alleviate parking problems for the residents on 2nd Avenue. But nothing's set in stone yet. We haven't made any decisions on any of that yet, but it's what we're talking about.
And then the thing I fear and the thing I expressed to her is, that, you know, before this, it was residents on the other streets that were there. We kind of pushed it around Second Avenue, and I just fear that if we go ahead and limit parking, Second Avenue residents, although understandably, they're upset about it, we're gonna have Third Avenue residents in here next year, so, you know, I would love, you know, I don't envy the situation.
And we're waiting for the parking study from the, police. I know we have, Marion told us we're gonna be getting it soon, so we're still waiting on that before we make any decisions on it.
Okay, just wanted to pass that along.
Thank you.
That's all I have. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Which block was that, you know? 200, 300?
Second Avenue and by Center, I think.
Walnut over there,
Yeah.
right, Walnut, is that Walnut, Center of Walnut?
Yeah, well, Walnut, yeah, Walnut. I think one or two.
Probably Walnut, Cedar, that's the general area of complaint.
Oh, no.
Right, and that could also
Well,
be
okay.
commuters and or could be, it also could be, I don't wanna blame teachers necessarily, but people working at the school.
Well, that's what she was saying, is that, you know, this is obviously the summer, and she said
Oh,
it's tough
well,
now.
true. That's
You know, she said, you know, imagine when teachers come back.
Right.
And again, just do more
Okay,
people.
so that's now added. Thank you.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Dearest.
No report, Mayor. No questions.
No questions tonight? Councilman Picatelli?
Yes, I just wanted to remind everybody that the senior dinner is this Sunday at the Knights of Columbus from 1 to 5. So, just a reminder.
And the theme is
Prom night.
prom night.
There you go, all your problems.
If I fit into my prom dress, I would.
Councilwoman Tedesco?
Thank you, Mayor. I just have one item. I looked into Cranford's meeting dates, and one is actually tonight. Their regular meetings tend to be when ours are. Their workshop, they had one last night, but it was a little last minute to get, and I know some of us have been busy, to get a few of us over there, and also give some of the residents on the streets that were at our last council meeting, just to give them a heads up if they'd like to join us over there. But just to let my fellow council members know, the next workshop meeting of Cranford's Township Committee is September 8th, and then their regular meeting is September 9th, which is also our regular meeting. So perhaps it would be beneficial to go to the workshop meeting. I don't really know the difference between the two of them over there. I'm assuming they would have a public speaking section. So they have to have that, but.
Yes, and Mayor, just to add to that, Councilman, I believe he's still Councilman Ashenbach from Cranford, he did contact me, and he wishes to discuss the matter, so
That's good.
I told him I would get back to him, and we'll go from there.
Okay, very good. That's very positive to hear. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know he was, and
He was,
he
he's
isn't
been
right now, right?
wonderful with the funding
Right.
situation, he's really,
Yes, so I wasn't sure, I don't think he is either right now, he did contact me, and,
so we'll stay in
that
communication
night
about that.
is good for me, we'll make it work.
Did we not say that we were going to try to prepare a communication? Was
Yes.
it for that meeting, or I think we may have said that. I have my notes from that.
We did. Preparing a resolution, I believe. We spoke about letter, and then I think
Right.
it evolved into a resolution. So,
And with his staff and that.
Should we have that prepared before we go to this meeting?
we could possibly have it by the next council meeting, right? Tina, could you work with a couple of us on that?
I don't have enough knowledge on the subject to, whatever you want.
Yeah, I think I could put something together. What's the gist of it? What is it you want to end up with resolved at what?
That they're going to fix the bottleneck that caused the,
we can't do any dredging or whatever, any further work on the brook.
Right.
From our side, until they do what they need to do, and they haven't done it.
Right, what I'll do is I'll talk to Don. Basically, we're encouraging them to proceed with the submittal of the NJDEP application in order to widen or increase the capacity of the Orchard Brook.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll talk to
Correct.
Don and I'll see what I can do. And Bob, I'll try to get that to you. Well, certainly
You
could.
can give it to me, I'll write it.
Yeah.
All right,
Just say-
we go
just-
through it.
Yeah, if I need Bob, I'll ask him. but-
Okay, sounds good.
That's all I have, Mayor. Thank
All
you.
right, that's everybody. Public comment. If there's anyone in the audience that wishes to address mayor and council, please step to the microphone, sign in, and state your full name and address. Appreciate it if you could limit your comments to 3 minutes.
Sandra Seth, 340 Valley Road, Clark, property 304 Center Street. I'd like to address the council and the honorable mayor. As a property owner and taxpayer in Garwood, I am requesting a written response within 7 days to my inquiry. I find it mind-boggling that the town engineer and zoning officer have the ability to sign off on drawings that clearly pertain to a joint proposed driveway easement without the other property owner's signature. Therefore, I am requesting a written response along with copies of documents that support such an execution. Enclosed for your convenience is a copy of the drawing and prior approval sheet for 306 Center Street in Garwood. Thank you.
Mayor, question?
Sandy, may I have your statement for the minutes?
Yep.
This is an access easement, right?
No.
The driveway, it's a shared driveway, it's for
It's a
access.
shared driveway.
Is this, I don't know what they reviewed or proposed, is this in any way blocked?
It's not signed by both parties.
Doesn't matter, it's a,
And there's
easement
no
doesn't have to be
easement.
signed.
There was mediation and it was supposed to be redone.
What property is this work to be proposed on?
It's proposed on the fact that it's a joint easement, and it's proposed on the fact that before you can proceed, drawings were supposed to be signed, and a new easement was supposed to be drawn up.
Sandra, I don't want to get into a,
You don't have to, you can answer in the mail.
you may not have to answer them now, you can answer now.
No, I want it in writing. I've done that before. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from,
Maybe I got something to say. Can I ask, do you mind if I ask you a separate question? What is it that you're asking
Thank you, Bob.
for? I don't understand.
Exactly what I was trying to
I'm
find.
asking how something like that can be executed.
We don't know,
Like what?
nobody here knows anything about
Like
this.
what, Sandra?
Well, that's why I gave you the backup.
Well, you didn't though, I'm reading
Yeah, I
it.
did.
and
I gave you
don't-
the prior approval sheet and the easement that was proposed, that was signed by
Okay.
one party.
All right, but I don't want to argue with you. We don't know what this is. We don't know what the prior approval sign-off sheet is. We don't know what it pertains to.
It
We've
shows
never
it right
seen
there.
this before. I'm a lawyer. I can't answer this. I'm sure that nobody else can. I have no idea what you're asking for.
Is this for the planning board?
No,
Should this be for the planning board?
no, this is a private easement, so it has nothing to do with the plan. I don't even, like Don said, I was trying to find, like Bob said, what's being proposed here, what did they approve?
Okay, well, I mean, I said what I had to say.
Yeah,
so-
me too.
thank you.
What do you got, Mayor?
You're welcome. Where do you go? Oh, there you are.
That's it.
Mr. Patterson.
No, maybe Councilman can answer this too, but all these generators, and I'm talking about residential generators and municipal generators, commercial generators, that are being added after these hurricanes. I mean, when they all start up, they're all gonna need gas, right? And is our gas infrastructure,
They run on natural gas,
yeah, and they're all connected to the gas lines.
natural gas.
Can I answer that?
Are you talking about propane tanks or?
Our generators are the natural gas.
Not the portable.
Oh, you mean the portables?
No, I'm not talking about gasoline, I'm talking about natural gas and the grid underground, our infrastructure of the natural gas pipelines.
I can answer that.
Yeah, go ahead.
When someone installs a natural gas generator, just like the borough did here, you have to put an application in with whoever the gas company is, whether it be public service for Elizabethtown Gas, and they actually come out and they test the lines and make sure that there's enough pressure in the system and a large enough pipe to give you the volume of gas that you're gonna need to maximize that generator. So even before a generator gets put in place, there's two things. It's called location and gas. Your natural gas is one thing that you have to find out, and the actual location has to be approved by the zoning office. That's all right. So the gas company does their own calculations to make sure that there's enough gas flow for all the generators. Now, if it's a catastrophic thing and the gas company can't produce the gas, then having a generator means nothing on your property.
Yeah, that's, I think there's a serious situation, and I would assume they are looking at it, I guess, but I don't know, I don't hear anything about it.
Well, but they
And
do
you install a
the-
lot of them, right? You do the calculations, I take it.
Well, I don't do the calculations for the gas, we just give them the requirements for the generator itself. And then they have their own engineer that comes out to look at the size of your meter, your gas service coming into your property, and they also check the street.
I take it you interface with the engineer, you actually meet?
I don't meet the guy, but they send out a letter saying that you've been approved for, this location. They typically interface with the owner of the property, not the actual installer.
I'm just wondering if anybody has really ever asked that question of public service.
Well, but they do their due diligence to make sure that they have enough gas pressure in the area to support the generator that's being installed.
Yeah, that's much okay. Traffic experts, they come in and they talk about
Are
that
you
shit.
talking adequate natural gas supply?
Yeah, and natural
I
pressure, I
know
guess
there's
it's pressure.
a statement in the master plan that talks about the utilities and what the supply is. I don't know it off the top of my head, but I know it's in there. It's part of the utility element.
Oh, talking about Garwood, man.
Garwood.
Yeah, but this is just Garwood. I'm talking about the whole grid with all the driving. Westfield, I'm sure, is peppered with generators, personal
You
generators.
mean when they all kick on?
They're all gonna kick on basically at once. So
Hey, as much as I hate to say it, just frack your backyard and see what you can do. You know?
I got a little hydro wheel in the back next to the street. All right, it's just a concern.
Good question.
Somebody's gotta ask this.
It definitely is a good question, but, when you install them properly, you have to go through these steps and make sure that there is enough gas pressure that can support it. And I'm quite sure that the gas company has some type of a master plan with everyone who keeps on adding on, every street that gets one, like you said, in Westfield, you could have 10 on a block of, 20 homes, so.
New Jersey had it. New Jersey Transit had a master plan too, of parking all these trains. I mean, a lot of things could, keep me up at night worrying, that I can't change. So anyway, I wanted to ask that question. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments from the public?
Al Belconti, 545 Locust Avenue. I would like to thank Councilman Neerstadt. I believe Tina might have had something to do with it. Fred Corbett down at DPW in regards to the sewer line sinkhole that was out in front of my house. I met with Mr. Neerstadt after that last council meeting on Wednesday morning. Then Mr. Corbett. And they took care of it. They were out there that Wednesday, when I came home from work, they had saw cut the road and put some stone in there, and then when the weather permitted, they were back within a couple of days, and they had blacktop the area. Very nice job, I must say, that the DPW had done there. Much more professionally done than I think some of our contractors that we hired to do work around there for our little DPW guys. So I think they did a very nice job there. I heard that we were looking into the sewer line there and doing the repairs for that too. I appreciate that. I didn't hear anything about the fire hydrant repair work that I am still looking at. Mr. Goriello had heard anything about that, or if anybody on the council? has heard anything about that, I would like a little input if there was any.
No, I was out there, saw saw it. I did talk to Don. I know he was supposed to get a hold of, now that was the Jersey American Water, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have a response. I'll check that out.
And my 2 cents as far as commuter parking, I don't know really how far Cranford goes with permit parking, but I know that Westfield goes pretty far from the North Avenue, South Avenue transit line that goes through there. A quarter mile, if not a half a mile away from the train station. And that basically would encompass all of Garwood. So rather than like trying to push it from street to street, block for block with your permit parking, you should probably just end all of your troubles and encompass the whole town on permit parking. Then you will end the nonsense of commuters, because I see it in the morning because I'm up and I'm on the roads at, 7:30, 7 o'clock, and I see them all coming in and parking again. They just nonchalantly stroll over to the bus stop on North Avenue. For what it's worth, my little 2 cents there. Okay. And I mean, and I do see a gentleman park on the 400 block of Locust Avenue, okay, and walk to the train station.
Wow.
So, just to give a little input as far as that goes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? There being none, we'll close the public comment portion of the meeting. And may I ask for a motion to adjourn the workshop session?
So moved.
Second.
Second. We're good. I'll be back in at 8:15, that's 7 minutes.